My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Next up at UFC 265, we have Alonzo Menifield versus Ed Herman. Ed Herman, 25-14. He is 2-3 in his last 5, but riding a 3-fight win streak. This dude's career was basically done. He's 40, almost 41. A legit veteran. Our buddy Glover, I think Glover's pro debut was against Ed Herman. So Ed Herman has been doing this for a ridiculously long time, but he's found some success late in his career. Alonzo Menifield is 10-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off of a submission win, which, looking at his body type, you would not think that there was a submission win in there, but he is as dangerous as he looks. Ed Herman, a legitimate veteran with really good grappling, sneaky good submissions. He's incredibly durable as well, considering how long his career has been. He really doesn't get put out. He's always in a fight, if you will, and he's super crafty. I would say Alonzo knocking him out, which is exactly what DraftKings thinks, exactly what Monkey Knife Fight thinks, and what the betting odds thinks. I don't think knocking Ed Herman out early is a guarantee because of how tough he is and what a veteran he is. Alonzo Menifield, incredible power. He actually has a few takedowns here and there. His cardio is an issue. Not could be an issue. His cardio is an issue and always will be an issue. You cannot be that jacked, that explosive, and not run out of gas. I actually think that's a problem in this fight. Ed Herman is a veteran. He'll figure out how to survive. Alonzo Menifield will gas, and then it'll get interesting. Alonzo Menifield is absolutely my pick. Don't let me trick you to think otherwise, but I don't think this is a first-round knockout that everybody thinks it is. What do you think, Danny?
I agree with you in just about everything. I think it's like teetering on, I just checked the lines right now, it's actually plus 200 now. It's like teetering on the line of is there some value betting-wise against Ed Herman? Because dude, he's tough. He hits hard. He's durable. His, best years are obviously behind him. He's not anywhere athletically competitive with Alonzo Menifield, but Menifield after that first round has faded in fights. But I did want to get to, because I feel like his last fight, he got that quick sub or whatever. He looked lighter.
A short notice fight too, though.
Right, but I feel like I read somewhere going into that fight, and I'm going to dig into this a little throughout the week, that he revamped his training, his conditioning. And I know a lot of guys say this, but I think he weighed in lighter too. I could be wrong on this, but I feel like he made some big changes. I was excited to see him a few rounds into the fight. It didn't get there. But at any rate, Menifield's the pick for a reason. He's minus 240 for a reason. But I think that I don't know. This is one that I'm gonna find a little bit of something to do with a prop bet, whether it be second or third round Herman, just in case Menifield, in that third round, this fight might not look pretty for him. So, anyways, the pick is Menifield. I guess he probably should knock him out, but if he doesn't, it could get ugly.
Well, and I love the Monkey Knife Fight more and more. I'm gonna hit that hard. Because that is saying it's a first-round knockout. I do not think that happened.
That's a great bet. I mean, that's a great play.
Yeah, I love it. And before I go to you, Jacob, tomorrow, so tonight is Tuesday. I don't know when you're watching this, but tomorrow, which is Wednesday, Chris, the guy who sets the Monkey Knife Fight lines, will be joining me and walking through his lines, why he got there, and how he feels about the line itself. So WeWantPicks.com, promo code WWP when you sign up for Monkey Knife Fight. Hit this line. I love this, and I'm positive he'll move this line because I think a lot of people are going to hit it. Menifield, early, quick knockout, makes sense, seems logical. I just think Herman's a little too crafty. Jakey Poo, What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Alexander has a great comment in the chat to bet Ed Herman on the live bet after the first round. Because if he survives that first round, you could probably get unreal odds because he's probably not going to look good. Listen, I kind of agree with you guys in the fact that, you know what this reminds me of is last week, the Jason Witt fight. I mean, we all expected Jason Witt to get knocked out.
No. I had Jason Witt winning that fight. Don't group me in with you.
Okay.
Yeah, Angelo did.
The
You got to
entire
give him
world,
credit on that one.
the entire world besides Angelo, had Witt getting knocked out in the first round, and we saw what happened. He survived. I mean, he almost did, but he survived. And then Barberena was gassed, and he was just grinding on that veteran. And Herman can also grapple as well. He can get the fight to the ground. He's a grappler. So, Menifield obviously has the power, but a lot of his shots are looping shots, and he's not like head movement in. It's kind of just chin forward, going to throw a looping shot and hope it lands. And after he loses the power, he showed off some grappling in the last short notice fight. He was kind of gifted that fight to get a free win versus Fabio. Even though I think I might have picked Fabio in that fight. I can't remember, but yeah, he was kind of gifted that. So after he loses the power, what does he really have? And Ed Herman's got a ton of tools. He's a veteran. So I think this could be that Jason Witt fight last week, to where, that he just kind of grinds out an ugly decision win. But now that I say that, he's probably going to get knocked out in the first 30 seconds. So I think Alonzo Menifield is the play. He should win. He should be able to knock him out. But I wouldn't be not surprised at all if Ed Herman gets us to the third round and then not takes over, but makes it his fight.
This could be a plus 3.5 play too, depending.
I don't know about plus 3.5 because he either gets knocked out or like squeaks out something. I don't think he'll.
Right.
And his last
lose
win
a
too,
decision where he lost two rounds and won one.
And his last win too was not actually a win. That was the weird thing where he got
veteran crafty. He faked the nut shot. Took 11 minutes.
He didn't fake it. The ref stopped it. He just went down because he got a liver shot, and then the ref jumped in and stopped it, and then gave him 5 full minutes. He was a veteran by taking the full time. It was funny too because after the 5 minutes, the guy came over and immediately kneed him again. He was like, I got hit in the same spot, but he survived. So eventually got that Kimura.
Alexander Ryan in the chat said Ed can also get KO'd and convince the judge he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen,
great.
When I say veteran crafty, it's all of that. I mean, dude, 25 plus 14. He's in 39 fights. That is a ton of fights. That is a lot of experience. And at one point, he was fighting some of the best in the world. So Ed Herman is not my pick. I don't think anybody's official pick is Ed Herman, but I think some of these odds are a bit of a trap. And, I think there's definitely some value, as Dan said, trying to find some props that may work for Ed Herman.
If Menifield didn't have good takedown defense, I probably would be all over this. But that's the biggest problem is Menifield actually does have some decent takedown defense, at least in the tape that I was watching.
Yeah, early, though. I don't think he's going to have it late.
I like the over on rounds because I think the round line is 1.5, and I love going over 1.5 round lines. I like the over on rounds and the more a monkey knife fight. This is my favorite monkey knife fight line. I put these graphics together.
That means the fight's going to drop.
This and the main event, I love the monkey knife fight lines. More. WeOwnPicks.com/MKF.